What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a pesto chicken sandwich. So for the pesto, to coat the chicken, we're going to need some basil, some garlic, some pine nuts which we're going to toast, and some olive oil and some salt. So what you're going to want to do is open up the pine nuts. And then on a medium flame, start toasting them. Until the flavours start coming out, and then once they're toasted, you're going to take them out, and with a rolling pin, you're going to crush them in a plastic bag, and then you're going to put them in the blender along with the basil, garlic, and the olive oil and the salt. While we're waiting for the pine nuts to toast, we're going to peel and rough the cloves of garlic, and we're also going to start blending up the basil and starting to create a bit of a paste for the pine nuts. So now we've got the garlic peeled, we're going to smash down on it and then rough chop it and then place it into the food processor. And the same for the second clove. The pine nuts have been toasting for about 1 to 2 minutes. The flavours are starting to come out, and we're just going to spoon it into a bag, get a rolling pin and smash down on them, so then less chunky pieces for when blend them in the blender. I've just finished crushing them in the bag, put them in the blender. I'm just going to blend them slightly just so they get a bit finer, and then we'll put the garlic and the basil in. Now we're going to put in the garlic in with the pine nuts, and then we're going to blitz that quickly for 10 seconds or so, just so the garlic gets finer, the same consistency as the pine nuts, and then when we add the basil, it should all come together very nicely. So now we're going to just roughly chop the basil here, just to get rid of the bulk of the leaves, and then we're going to place it in bit by bit into the blender, adding olive oil and salt at the same time, just until you get a consistent pesto. Just grinding the salt. We'll start So it's been blending now for 5 to 6 minutes, and it's come together really nicely. You've got a very creamy pesto, and it tastes absolutely brilliant. So now we're going to get our chicken, and we're going to butterfly the chicken breast, which basically spreads it out nice and thin and allows it to cook a lot quicker, and it's easier to coat in the basil pesto. Which now we're going to coat it in the basil pesto. First I'm going to wash my hands. So I'm going to be using the basil pesto for a basil mayonnaise, in which we'll put on the toasted bread, on the toasted ciabatta. We're going to do a good tablespoon or so on each piece of chicken, put a bit more there, and you're going to rub it all over the chicken. Then place it on your baking tray and stack them on top of each other. Stack them both on top of each other, and then put into the oven. Now I'm going to put the chicken in the oven on the bottom shelf at 200 degrees, and that'll be in for 15 minutes or until cooked through. So for the basil mayo, which is going to go inside the chicken sandwich, you want some of your pesto and in a 2-to-1 ratio with mayonnaise, and then a little drizzle of lemon juice, or a big one like that. And you want to mix it together. And drizzle a bit of olive oil into it. To free it up a bit more, and then give it a taste. Now for the tomatoes, which will go in your chicken sandwich, you want to slice them into like 1/4-inch sized pieces, nothing too special. Then you're going to salt them, and then that's all the prep for your vegetables done. With your tomatoes, you're just going to want to salt them just to bring out some of the moisture from them. Toss them in the salt, and then that's your prep for your vegetables done. I've just taken the chicken out of the oven. It's cooked through, and then I'm going to place it up. I'm going to place it on my chopping board. There we go. Then I'm going to slice my ciabatta. And I'm going to slice my ciabatta. I'm going to place it on my plate. And I'm going to get the salad leaves and the pesto mayo. I'm going to smear the pesto mayo over the ciabatta. Then I'm going to lay a layer of the salad leaves over it. And spinach and some lettuce. Then I'm going to place the salted tomatoes hide them all over the sandwich, everywhere. And then I'm going to slice the chicken breasts across lengthways. Use the fork. Slice it into thin strips. Then lay over the bread bit by bit. Just lay it over so there's not enough space for any more. Full on meal. Then finish it off with a bit more of the pesto mayo on the top bun. Then crown the thing with your chicken sandwich. Thank you for watching, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. Please go subscribe down below and follow my Instagram.